So why do you hate Magherafelt and why did you leave?
Fucking shithole.
Right enough. I've been into Rogan. Your clips have been into Rogan.
What about that? Genuinely fucking nuts.
Lad, I have this idea. It's going to completely change our business.
See, we're going to get a wee clapping.
Well, same time. There we go.
What's a condo? The only time I've ever heard a condo been used is Michael Scott in The Office, where he was paid. where
Production trailer, we're actually 30 seconds ahead of everyone else.
That's how you get that. That's really
I
clever.
was the first ever person in the north of Ireland to survive my type of operation back in '88.
I heard about what happened to you in general about the open heart surgery, but I didn't realise 4 weeks. Like, that's fucking nuts. That is fucking crazy.
That's pure gaping.
Welcome to the podcast, Killian.
Thanks, lads.
Really appreciate you flying the whole way over here.
Just for the podcast.
Just for the podcast. You all heard that at the start, that he literally has no time, but he sneaked in this.
Yeah. Really
Um,
appreciate it.
What's the story anyway? Like, what are you doing here at the moment yourself?
As we just said off air there, I'm like running low on petrol. The gas is nearly empty. I arrived Friday there and then had a friend. Basically, the reason I'm here is for UFC. It's happening now, not this Saturday, next Saturday in London. And then around this time of year, it always happens around St. Patrick's Day weekend. And I try to, normally it's on after the fight week, I'll come home. But this time things didn't work out, I'll come before. Got 10 days to mess around, just come back here. And then I had a friend who moved from Toronto to Malaga, south of Spain.
Jesus.
So I was over there from Friday to Tuesday. Yesterday I arrived in, picked up the car, drove to like a mini stag do. A friend of mine getting married in September.
Class.
So he's doing his actual stag do in Prague in July, so I'll not be able to make it. And then I was like, well, should we just get the lads together and go out for dinner and then just on the pints? And then we hung out. And then today we're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Then tomorrow I'm heading down to Galway and then Dingle to London, Fight Week London, then back to Toronto, and then I'm going to sleep for like a month.
Podcast, no family. We'll actually start with, before we get into the origin story, with one more question, is 3 people at your dinner table. So it's kind of like, what kind of dinner party would you have with these 3 guests? They can be from past, future, present,
Yeah.
whatever. Probably not future, but interesting guests. 3 interesting guests that you feel would make a great night.
First one would be Bam Margera.
Oh, cool.
He was...
That's a good one.
I don't really idolize that many people because people are just humans. Like,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's respect. Like what he did, like he was a skater. I was a skater growing up, and then got me into Jackass. I feel like making Jackass videos and skating around the town, parkour movies. That's what got me into doing what I do now for a career. Like so Bam Margera and that whole crew, something about him just was like, I want to be that guy. Like I used to dress up like him with a blazer and all.
Yeah.
That's 100% one. Second one, just for pure comedy, would be Joey Diaz.
Oh, Lee.
You just sit there and just shut
He's
up and
class.
just listen.
He's some
Sometimes I fall asleep to podcasts that I've already seen of his. Just his storytelling is
So good.
unbelievable.
Oh,
And
deadly.
that I like pure like
Raspy,
sort of voice,
yeah.
the raspy voice. Like he's so funny. Third one, it wouldn't be like a celebrity. It'd be actually my heart surgeon from when I was born. Obviously, we'll get into that. Like I have a 4-time open heart surgery survivor. Like so, the surgeon like way back when I was 4 weeks old to save my life. I would love to pick his brain. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Have you met him recently?
Not recently. Well, I went. When was I home last? Back in, I think it was March last year. It's a different cardiologist. It wasn't the surgeon. Like surgeons, they're always busy. The cardiologist is the person you'll be closest with.
Yeah.
Now I'm living in Canada. I got referred from the hospital in Belfast Royal to the Toronto General, where it's my new heart clinic. So I went back there last March and met up with him. He was busy, like so. He gave me like 10 minutes of his time. I just sort of thanking him and all that sort of stuff. Like
Very
That's
good.
class.
Very, very good.
yeah, Doctor. What's his name again? Holy shit! When you cut this bit, I should know his name. Gladstone, sir. Dr. Gladstone.
Shout out.
Dr. Gladstone.
Shout out.
Absolute legend.
Good to see you, lad.
Yeah.
Take a couple hours and watch this podcast. Good lad.
Take a break in the middle of heart surgery.
exactly.
Yeah, he's retired now. Like
Imagine him listening to this while he's doing the heart surgery and Fergal's laugh just fucking
I know.
echoes.
It's my fault.
make the wrong cut.
Right, we'll get into your origin story, Killian.
Let's do it.
Let's start with your first memory.
First memory. Well, it's actually kind of like a segue on from that. I remember, obviously, the first surgery was 4 weeks old. Nobody remembers that. Like, except for my parents, they'll never forget that.
Yeah.
But I had another open heart surgery at 5. I remember literally like a couple of days after surgery, I was like, I'm a bit of a strong-willed, like I feel like a warrior almost, like I just won't let it beat me. I'll not give up. And I remember like coming out like in the ICU ward and got up and down the corridor on roller skates, and then the cardiologist surgeon was just arms crossed, just like, holy fuck.
Admiring his work.
Look at him.
Fuck, I did well.
Yeah, I
there,
don't know if I actually remember myself or just remember the thought of my parents telling me that story.
Aye,
But
true.
like, you know, any other kid were like fucking bedbound, like they're whizzing up and down the corridor on roller skates.
Well, that's a good start actually with the open heart surgery. What was the issue that led to a 4-week one and the repeated?
So it's called truncus arteriosus, my condition. It's basically in dumbed down terms like the left ventricle, right ventricle, one pumps oxygen, one pumps blood around the body. I was born with one mixed together. That's why I was born like blue. Even like in Canada, like in extreme colds, like my fingertips and lips would go like really blue. So that was obviously very dangerous. So they had to rush me in 4 weeks old. I always say this, no bigger than like a bag of sugar. You can imagine the surgeons like how detailed they had to be. Like open up. Like, I was on like the chest, heart and stroke, like National Magazine fronts and all that. Like absolute miracle workers.
Oh,
like
definitely.
So I came through that. It was a 9-hour open heart surgery. I was an all or nothing case, and I was the first ever person in the north of Ireland to survive my type of operation back in '88. So that's like I literally am like a miracle baby. Like
That is crazy when you think about that. I heard about what happened to you in general about the open heart surgery, but I didn't realize 4 weeks. Like that's fucking nuts. That is fucking crazy.
you can imagine it probably didn't happen like this, but imagine like obviously there's paperwork and all. Like as a parents, your first child, got in there. They have to have this tough conversation of like chances and all. Imagine like hearing how many people survived before. Zero.
Like
I'm the first. Like
literally all or nothing. Like
that's what it was. I've got a tattoo here. I always talk about it. Like I was big into my magic tricks growing up. So and then it's lucky. So you got like the crossed arms and the 7 of hearts is like a very very big meaningful thing to me because like the person who saved my life was like a little girl. She was 7 years old. She died in a car accident.
right.
And a piece of her heart fitted mine and saved my life.
Wow.
So that's like the little like, homage to her, like 7 hearts.
Didn't know that. I didn't know there was. There was that
mad
aspect.
shit.
Was that a 7-year-old to a 4-week-old? Or
Yeah, it
was
was
that
just a
5?
small like little piece, like
Like a
then
like a
obviously
missing component sort of
yeah,
thing.
and then like a valve, and then obviously I had to get another one at 5 because I'm growing pretty rapidly as a child.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not,
it doesn't.
It's not, and there's a lot of stretch and leakage. And then I had to get like a artificial bit put in, and then recently I had a pig's valve put in, like so. Half man, half pig.
Nice.
So it's ongoing. So it's basically been following you because of the extension and the bigger.
It's always like I don't think it's like a one-time fix. It's always I always make the joke like it's going in for an oil change.
Okay.
A mate of mine always said, he goes, next time you're in there, get the doctor to put a set of fucking hinges on your ribcage. So.
Easier to get you open. Is there much effects, in terms of the lasting impact on your daily life? Is there things you can't do, or like parkour is not something I would do with bad heart, for example?
No, I'm a pacemaker and I'm on blood thinners now. So obviously, if I was to get a cut, I bleed a lot more than a normal person.
Ah, right.
So you just gotta be careful like that. But then again, I'm an adrenaline junkie like through and through. I'm not gonna just not do something. Like I'm a bit of a risk taker. Like
I've seen a lot of your videos of jumping and
yeah, for sure. You can't just change who you are. Like
No,
this.
that's true.
So, like I mean, I always like a PE and all. Like my stamina running, I wouldn't have like anywhere close like the stamina of like a normal human being. Like, but then I've started since I moved to this new condo, going to the gym and getting into running and working out again. Obviously, because you're building up the strength around your heart. So
Class.
I've noticed myself getting a lot fitter that way, losing weight, but also keeping your heart healthy and strong.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Very good.
But to answer your question, not really. I just feel so blessed and lucky. Like I've traveled the world. I'm like, I feel like a totally normal person, even though I definitely am not. But like, you go into the checkups when I was growing up, they'd be like Down syndrome children, people in wheelchairs, like way less fortunate than me. So I'm just that's where I get probably my gratitude from.
Did you feel the effects of that immediately? Like, were you always this type of person that was like, right, I've got this opportunity now? Is that always been a thing, or is it just something you've had?
Subconsciously, yeah. That's always who I've been. Like, I always call it like my mum and dad, like the yin and yang parents. My mom's like the emotional sweetheart, caring person where I get that from. But my
Typical
dad's
Irish
like a
mum.
bit of a rough around the edge jokester. Doesn't take life too seriously, and I get a bit of both from them, which I think is a perfect balance.
Yeah.
Very good. Actually takes me on to mother and father. What's their backgrounds? What's the crack with them?
Dad was a PE teacher and a wedding photographer. So there was always cameras around the house. And Mum worked actually for the civil service just down the street there for like 35 years. Dad was teaching for like 35 years and then doing about 30 to 35 weddings a year.
Jesus.
And then
And the weekends and stuff then?
the weekends, and then
summer?
when things turned digital, that's when I sort of like joined forces, and it went from John Sexton's photography to John and Killian Sexton's photography. I made him was like, you have to put my name in the business.
Sign it.
You ever drive out the Ballyrun Road? We had the sign driving between Magherafelt and Ballyrun on the right hand side.
Yeah, now that you say that.
We had like a studio at the back of our house where we do
Yes.
like family portraits and obviously
I
weddings.
do
you
remember that now
person.
that you say that.
So
So you grew up with
Very
cameras?
good.
yeah, cameras are always around the house. Like the little dad cam would come out at Christmas time and all that, and then I would like, steal it and take it into the town and make like skate movies and parkour movies and all. And then I'll never forget my granny. She bought me like a VX 2000, like a proper skate camera with the handles and all.
Yes.
Bought like fisheye lens and all for making them skate movies. I feel like that was just changed everything. Like I think it was like £700. Like back then I was like 11. Like I was like, you might as well have won the lottery.
Aye, that's insane.
And that's when you take your production level to the next level. So I'll always thank my parents and like my granny for buying that camera for me.
Class.
So it's always been in my DNA, like just making videos. And around the house, like I remember growing up, the boys were big into their football, and I wasn't big into playing football, but I liked making movies of them doing a penalty shootout. I'd always be the guy behind the lens, like, getting angles and all that sort of stuff. And then before that, my first ever like memory of like going viral, I guess, was you remember You Being Framed?
I remember this too. I think I seen this.
We
It wasn't table tennis, was it?
No, it was like a VHS tapes all stacked up into a big pyramid. We were just building it. And
Okay.
I got to the last one, it was well above our heads. We must have been maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 or something like that. And then we put the last one on, the whole thing came crumbling down. Then I was like storming off, like crying, like, oh, fuck. It was just like a really natural clip, so we just sent it in. And then I think it took like 5 years to actually get on the air and like make money, but we got 250 quid for it.
It took 5 years to make it on air though.
Yeah, for it actually to come out.
That's mad. The amount of people are sending in stuff probably.
I was going to say you get an email, but there probably wasn't even emails back then. We probably got a letter saying next week it'll be on. And then I'll never forget sitting around with your family watching yourself on national TV. You're like, that's a cool feeling.
How did
like,
you know you were going to be on the
I
TV?
think they send
They did send something like.
some sort of notification being like, you're going to be on this date sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It'll be aired. And all
Have you
sort of
got
stuff.
that somewhere?
Oh, I have it somewhere on my
Lethal.
hard drive or
Can you
something.
send it to me?
100%.
And I'll put it up.
Yeah, definitely.
During this. That'd be funny to see. Townland, are you Magherafelt based? We mentioned you're out in Ballyrun. no?
Magherafelt, in between Magherafelt and Ballyronan, but I went to the Loop Primary School. Actually, I went to Holy Family to like P6, I think it was P6, and then I did my 11 plus because he wanted to put me in a smaller school because I've never been diagnosed for ADHD, but I for sure have like attention. Just,
Oh, they didn't know
I
what the
couldn't
fuck to do
focus.
with you, basically. Like,
literally just
threw you in the loop.
imagine like 4 cowboys running around the country building tree houses and jumping around like fucking madmen.
Yeah, yeah.
My mum had 4 of us underneath the age of 6.
Yes.
So like we're 2 years between us. I don't know how the hell she did it. Like mum and dad raised us. Like she turned around for a second in the supermarket, we'd be climbing on top of the shelves like mad. And we went. I did my 11 plus at the Loop. And I'll never forget. It was always a funny story. My mum requested to put me in a separate room in the principal's office so I could just focus on the exam to really try and pass the. I don't learn by doing exams. I can't study. It just doesn't work that way. I'm a visual person. So they put me into the room. Obviously, all the other school mates did rows in the classroom, and I was away on my own. I actually got the results back. I got a D, but the phone rang, and we're like, how can we think I said the box would get a rego? We're like, we told them like, that put me off. So I got a second go at it. What happened? Got a D as well.
Did it fuck with him off?
No, it's just me just trying to think I said the box would be created to try and get another go at it.
Yeah.
I always forget that. I remember that story. That was hilarious.
It would be funner if you did worse.
Was it?
Yeah,
I assume
Can
it
you
was.
get worse than a D?
Yeah.
Actually, I got a U in an exam one time. And it was geography. Oh, that's ironic because I've travelled the world.
A few boys in my class got fudge on their GCSEs.
Fudge? What's that?
F-U-D-G-E. Used to call them the fudge
Oh,
boys.
fudge, yeah.
That's voiced very good. Was I take it art was the only thing you were into?
Yeah,
or-
I think art was the only GCSE I passed.
Oh,
Honestly,
really?
I got an A. Like I was always like not top of the class, but I was very interested in art. back then there was no such thing as media. I think it was just the year after I left is when they brought media into the curriculum.
Yeah.
After school, I went to tech for the education college.
Did you leave in 5th year?
5th year. I wasn't smart enough to get into the upper 6th. That's why Mum worked in the careers department down there, and she was like, "There's this new course of tech, media production and performing arts or something."
Oh, cool.
As I said, I always did the camera making dumb little movies, and that might be something you're interested in. So I signed up for it. That's where I cliche found my passion. I knew this could be like an actual career. So I did that. I was always top of the class.
What was the course like?
In Ballymena, it was great. The teachers were like young, probably like my age now, whenever I was like 16 or 17, whatever it was. They really cared. Like they were like, their style of teaching like spoke to me. They let you like free rein and go out and like make your little like movies. I remember making like a little gangster movie, Dead Man's Hand. I remember I've been trying to find the video. As I said, like I'm a nostalgic person. I've got all my old VHS stuff of me snowboard or skateboarding back in the day, parkour. But I'd love to find that video because it was, from what I remember, it was really good, really good actually. So that happened, and then if you were to say to my parents like which one or would Killian ever make it to university, they would have laughed at you like. And then again, I just found the right route and I enjoyed it, and then I got enough points to get into university. Went down to Coleraine, did interactive media arts. Another funny story, I was like the careers advisor at Tech. I was like, what should I do? There's this new course opening up called interactive media arts or media production. Thinking back now, it's pretty obvious. Media production is the more like practical one. So I signed up for interactive media arts. Signed up, and then 2 weeks into it, like I'm in watching silent German films, having to write like a 5,000 word essay.
Oh, lovely.
You're looking out the window and people are making movies. And I tried to switch, but the timetable was filled up. So I literally stuck it out for 3 years. Like,
jeez. Oh, you did it?
I did. I completed the course and got my 2-1 degree.
Holy shit.
So I don't know how I was so patient to do it. Like my dad, like he's obviously a school teacher. I don't incriminate myself. Like in my degree, he wrote all the essays. He'd be like writing it out, and I'd be typing it on the computer. Like,
did you?
I just my brain just doesn't work that way.
No,
I might contact university and
Tell Jude.
revoke
my degree.
No, Killian, I don't.
I don't think it's going to matter, Killian.
That's why I said my dad's a bit of a rough around the edge jokester. That's what we did.
No one can. Fuck about it.
Can't be that.
So, did you live out in Coleraine then?
No, I actually traveled. I had a girlfriend then, so I traveled back and forth. But I had a lot of friends who did stay there, so I did my fair share of partying. Like,
good stuff. What's Coleraine like as a student?
University, I didn't like it obviously because of the course, whatever. But I don't know. Still thinking back how the hell I actually stuck it. Yeah. But I'm grateful for it because now I live in Canada, permanent resident. I have enough points to become a resident of Canada. Whereas if I didn't, it works on a point system.
Right.
Or else you'd have to do like a French exam. I don't speak French or any that sort of stuff. But thankfully I stuck it out and I got my degree. It got me over the threshold
to live in Canada. Wow. It's all meant to be.
That's exactly it.
So you're fully okay just to stay there as long as you want now?
Permanent resident, I've applied for my citizenship. You have to do a citizenship exam, which I'm not looking forward to.
What's the difference in a permanent residence and a citizenship?
Permanent residence, every 5 years, you have to renew it. Whereas a citizen, you have a passport.
Okay.
You'll be a Canadian.
Huh? I'll have an Irish passport and a Canadian passport.
That's
so
interesting.
Like, also, like permanent residency, out of the 5 years, 2 years, you have to be living in the country paying tax to the CRA.
I don't be paying tax, man.
Don't get me started.
Avoid that.
Being in my existence. Got a good accountant.
Good man.
But what was I going to say? And then, what was it again? What was I saying there 2 seconds ago about the tax? And
Fuck the tax.
Yeah, exactly. Lost my train of thought. There you go. There's the ADHD again.
So, university, you got your degree. What was next?
After that, pretty quick out of university, I got a job at Kerr Signs, using Kerr.
Yeah.
No
way. Doing some work on them at the moment, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I should maybe the end of that summer, I started in there. That would have been like 2010, no, 2009 or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I was doing like graphic design, which like I'm like a through and through like videographer, editor, but like I also like you've seen like doing like logos here and there. I feel like
still use your logo.
Yeah, literally.
Sent them.
yeah, literally. A one-stop shop. Like I do a bit of everything, but by no means like you're obviously way more talented than that to me. But I enjoyed making logos and all, and then I took a job there like sign writing. Eugene and all the boys would be like installing the signs, or I'd be designing like the wraps for vans would come in. I'd be designing the signs. I've done a bunch of signs. It's cool. Where you see your work actually out in the wild. You're like, oh, I made that. I designed that van. That's pretty cool.
You used to have collabed on something.
Sent him.
Sent
Denver.
Yeah.
them engineering. I'm working there at the moment.
No way.
Yeah, marketing. I'm the
Glowing, isn't
market.
it? Eh?
I'm the head of marketing.
I did the logo for that probably for 200 quid. Now what's the company worth?
Fuck's sake, Michael. You only paying 200 quid for
Give me a
it.
kickback.
Fergal's been,
I didn't know my value back then. I'm
Fergal's
sure you
been
can
up-
understand this
Oh
thing.
man, it takes a while to figure it out, doesn't it?
Fergal's
Still
been-
not there.
Fergal's been updating the brand over the last, since I've been there, but the last
Nice.
year or
Yeah.
more.
The logo hasn't changed, by the way.
Isn't that crazy?
We've added
2000
we've added a line.
Still
on
work.
it.
I like that's it.
That actually wasn't done through Kerr Signs. That was my freelance.
Ah,
work.
yourself?
Yeah,
No,
which is
no.
cool. Yeah. But
It's
still,
funny,
it's
like,
cool.
it's mad. Like it's funny that
Yeah.
that used to basically collab.
We've collabed on
the
a
same
project.
stuff.
There we go.
Because
Brilliant.
he's added to it since he's updated it, but
Nice.
not in any physical way. Just you've added the line. There's
I
maybe
just
and then he's
developed
added,
the brand
He's added
pretty
some
much. Yeah.
colours to the brand guidelines.
Nice.
and
Okay.
different-
I should put that on my website, shouldn't it? Work with
Percent.
Killian
Killian Sexton.
UFC.
UFC.
Just kind of like
But don't be mentioning that. Don't
maybe
mention
you wearing the hat or something.
you get a photo with him after. It's been great working with Killian, collabing
with the
Killian-
UFC.
with the UFC, and then never mention he's an editor or nothing. Do not mention that.
Oh, that's funny.
Very good. Before we move on, siblings.
Siblings, yeah, got
Who's the siblings?
3 brothers, myself, Orange next in line, Cormac, and then Niall. As I said, there's 2 years apart. Niall's the youngest one. He was the singer. Like he had a bit of a. He was an X Factor 2016.
Straight.
2016, he got to the top 6 boys. Did really well. We're all out in Canada. I don't know if I said that.
Everyone's
I
in
didn't know
Canada.
you were
My
all
whole
there.
family live in Canada now. Literally,
Wow.
Whole thing.
the whole thing moved
Ah,
out.
fuck. That's why you're not home to see your family then.
Right, exactly. The family are all.
They're all back in Canada.
They're all in Canada now.
So what are they all doing there? Obviously, one's singing.
Niall's working in the music. I'm sure you know the struggling artist. Like he works at Harriet's. It's a part of one hotel, like a nice like rooftop bar.
Very good.
So he's like serving, kind of bartending up there, and then obviously
As long as he's doing what he enjoys with the music, like that's
working
a lot
on
matters.
music, and then so like I'm just still pushing on and trying to work hard and like, put the work in. And that's whenever I'm sure we'll get to Gary V. We get invited on the show, and then we were chatting to Gary about his music, my videography. He was giving us really good tips. That's what led on to me getting the job, and it's a whole like snowball effect from there to get to the UFC. But people just don't see the 20 years of me making little movies around the town, honing my craft, doing like nightclub videography, or like for Secrets, Bryson's, just like earning your stripes.
Yeah,
Putting the
100%.
work in. Like a lot of kids nowadays, they want it
No,
now.
get that viral
I mean,
hit.
why am I not getting it now? Well, you haven't even put the fucking work in.
Flicking through the fucking UFC videos. No, we're joking. What's Oren doing?
Oren is he's out in Halifax now. He's like works in tech sales.
Oh, very good.
Oren could sell snow to the Eskimos.
Class.
He's
I worked
really
with
good.
him at
Leisure
Greenville Leisure
Centre.
Centre.
I remember that.
Fuck, we had some crack. Like, he was some crack.
Oh, for sure.
The stuff we got up to there was fucking nuts. Like,
What you always up to?
I could just legally some of the stuff.
We put a sensor beep.
We had to do that for a few episodes.
He's pretty entrepreneurial as well. He started up his own like. It's kind of like trivia, but it's not trivia. It's like he's combined like trivia with like a TV show.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I've seen
he brings
episodes.
people up, and trivia is for the most part kind of boring. Like you're sitting around, you're all in your own like little cliques. Whereas it's very interactive. He brings people. You and this team has to do like a challenge with this team, and like he to be fair to him, like he puts a lot of work into it, and like he does like really deep research. Like it's
like
very
a,
interesting.
What's this, like a games night or something?
Like a games night. He does it at bars.
Ah, very good.
It's called Say Yes to Games. There's
Oh,
a wee
cool.
There's a wee shout out for you.
Here, you need more of that. Like,
yeah, it's
everybody,
definitely a very unique
communities
concept,
need
and it's
more. Like,
and Halifax, I think it needs something like a bit of a
yeah,
flavor like that in the town. So he's just slowly building that, working on that, and obviously the dream would be to stop the seals. That seals obviously helps with what he does for his own company.
yeah, has to be
and build
done.
it up so he'll be doing it full time.
Has to be done. He's not leaving Halifax yet, guys.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
all right. Soon enough.
Cormac, he's in Halifax as well. He's a manager of a nice Italian restaurant.
Oh, cool.
They're both married now. Orange married, you know that?
Wow,
Mad. To think Orange married is actually insane. Like
it's fucking nuts.
Cormac as well. Well, if I had said who would be married first,
Yeah.
it would have been definitely Cormac. Like Oren got married first.
I think it's more nuts for me just knowing you lads from the town.
Yeah.
And then when you hear that and you haven't seen them in years, you're like, fuck. Very good, very good. And where did we pick off there?
You were asking about siblings.
But before that,
uni, after uni,
Oh, university. It was Kerr Signs.
Care Signs.
Care Signs.
That's what it was. Kerr Signs.
Graphic
I was
design.
that, and I was in there for a couple of years. I liked it, but I didn't like love it. And then it was Oren, actually, it was 2011, around September, I think it was, just after the summer. He went out to Australia. He had 2 years out of his 3-year university course. He just did like a gap year and went out with another friend. And then I was like living through his Facebook at the time, like him jumping off cliffs and the sun's shining, like just living that like typical Australia lifestyle. And then Dad obviously travelled doing like Gaelic football in New York every summer. Yeah. It's kind of in us. I had a bit of itch to go. So then I think I had like $400 to my name, and then I just, after booking the flight, and then I just one-way flight out to Australia and joined him. And then the rest is history. Now this whirlwind of travel adventures, and now I'm living in Canada. Like, so.
How long were you in Australia for?
In Australia for like 2.5, 3 years.
Whereabouts?
Majority of the time was spent in Melbourne, but I flew into Sydney, and then because Oren was coming towards the end of his year to go back to college, and then you had to do a thing called regional farm work for 3 months.
Right, yeah.
I think it's different now to get your second year if you wanted it. So we went out into the outback, and I was working on a banana farm. I swear to God, man, it'll separate the men from the boys. Like,
hard work.
Hard work, like it'll teach you hard work, and like getting up at 4 a.m, getting home at 6, and your job back and forth, lifting like 70, 80 kg bunches through like fucking your welly boots coming off. You're going through the paddock. And you had to obviously not bruise the bananas. So if you dropped it, and you obviously don't get paid for that. And then at that time, Dad was still doing the photography from home. I was remoting in after my shift at the banana farm, editing the wedding collage albums. So like I was working from like 4 a.m. right through to like 10 o'clock at night. Sleep, repeat for 3 months.
Fuck.
It's funny, Warren, knowing his personality, you'll know him. I told the story actually. I was the best man at his wedding, so I had a speech prepared. He was like, we were rocking up to the farm on like the Sunday night to get assigned our jobs, and then the guy at the hostel, he kind of picks, then says what farm you're going to this farm, you're going to this farm, and he goes, is anyone like particularly skilled in mathematics? Immediately Warren puts his hand up and goes, me. And I realized just quick thinking what it meant. For 3 months I was carrying bunches of bananas like fucking slavery. Me with a heart condition in the scorching sun. What was Oren doing? Oren had a measuring tape measured the height of the trees.
Brilliant.
That is lethal.
I was like, can you swap me? He's like, no.
Smart bastard.
So I like fake it till you make it. That's why I'm like, no. If he says it, I'm like, yep, straight away. I'm good at math.
Very good. And then we're
that was North Queensland, Cairns, like the Great Barrier Reef, pretty much up at the top right of Australia, and then our farm was about an hour south. That's we did 3 months of that. Went back up to Cairns, rented a relocation camper van, and then the way it works, the relocation camper van is like the van had to be dropped down to Melbourne within a specific amount of days. I think it was 14 days. If I was ever to do it again, I would take like a month and a half, and see it properly. We were rushing through it to get all the way down.
It's hard.
Like driving like 14-hour shifts, 10, 12 hours shifts throughout the night. Me, Ryan, and Oren throughout the night, and there was like sleeper beds in it, so we'd just take turns. Stop off in Brisbane. Chris Graham, he got a haircut earlier. He cut our hair after farming. We were just like, our hair was growing way out, so he gave us a trim up. We're like, thanks, Chris. Back on the road, drove down to Surfers Paradise, did a bit of surfing in Byron Bay, and went to Sydney, and then made it all the way down to Melbourne again. And then that's where I stayed in Melbourne. Oren and Ryan went back home to finish his university course. That was the first time I was ever solo on my own. Never forget the day they were leaving. I literally just busted crying, because I was on my own, like, and I was like different person back then. You know, I was confident, but at the same time, you're like, I'm on the other side of the world here, and I don't really know anybody.
It's crazy when you think about it.
And then I stuck it out, and then obviously built a lot of friends.
What did you do for work over there then?
Working in an Irish bar, PJ O'Brien's, and then obviously doing like a bit of like freelance sort of stuff here and there. It was actually, you've heard of Signorama? It's all over the world.
Signorama?
Signorama.
Yeah.
Like Kerr signs, but they've got like franchises all over the world. So I did work for Signorama, doing the same sort of thing I did for Eugene.
Class.
And then just doing photography and like bars and nightclubs and all. And then I stayed in a hostel for a year in Melbourne. I loved it.
You must have met some
new people coming in all the time.
I was the same. I was only in Australia for like 9 months, but I stayed for, I think, like half of it in a hostel.
In between, I actually moved into a condo.
A flat.
A flat just sounds not as good. with a friend actually from home, Gavin Brown. You know, they own the Mrs. Browns.
Oh, I guess.
So we actually stayed in a condo, and then I just didn't like it as much, and I actually moved back into the hostel. Like,
it's for that reason, isn't it? New people coming in.
You're constantly having to meet new people. There's a pool table there. We're having fun. Got out for drinks.
Always something to
Obviously,
do.
new girls around. It was perfect. Like.
And there's always someone going out, or there's always some there's some sort of activity. This night we're doing this.
Yeah.
This night we're doing
Tuesday
this.
night, we were down in like the hostel pool bar or the bar. There was like a pool table, and we'd play a game of killer pool. All like the residents in the hostel or the backpackers. I was pretty good, and then I used to always win, and you get free alcohol, so you didn't have to buy alcohol. You win a bottle of vodka. So I made sure on Tuesday I'm going to play and win. And I'll get free alcohol.
I have to win.
Yeah.
Instead of buying that goon or
Goon. Holy shit. The amount of liters I've drunk.
What's
boxes
goon?
of goon.
it's like box wine over in
Do
Australia.
you ever read
It's-
the ingredients of goon?
there's like fish.
Fish eyes and like fish eggs. Or
It's fucking
it's just the shit of the shit part of the wine. It's just in this bag.
Yeah.
They always say the Aboriginals like they drink the goon, blow up the fucking bag, and use it as a pillow.
Oh yeah.
Sleep on the streets.
I've seen a video of someone making a boat out of all the goon bags. Like
No way.
blowing them all up and
That's crazy.
Making a
like
wee
joining it all together, like a wee raft.
Aye. It's class.
Never seen that before. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Australia was really just the start of like finding yourself. Sounds cliche, but like really getting out of your comfort zone and really seeing like there's a lot more to the world than Magherafelt. No offense. So I just got out and started traveling. And that just snowballed on to was like that same hostel in the computer room. There was like a poster like coming to Canada to do a snowboard season in Whistler. I mean, and then I just signed up for it and I was in Whistler. I was 2013, 2014. Left and then kind of Oren and Cormac played Gaelic in New York, kind of what Dad did all the years back, and I would join out and help the team. And then we did that for 5 summers, and then one of the summers it was the chef of that waffle shack place I was working in. I told you about. He lived in Toronto. We were not that far away in New York. He was like, "Come up for a long weekend, just you can crash on my couch." So I went up there and he showed me all around. He was kind of that boy around town working hospitality, bartender. Everyone knew him, liked him.
Yeah.
Free this, free that. And then the sun was shining. You could take the wee tiki taxi out the side, and you're looking back, seeing the cityscape of the CN Tower, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm gonna move here." And that's what I did.
Class.
2016, I moved there, and then I've been there ever since.
Wow.
In between, there's obviously I'm skipping a lot, but like I've lived in like Barcelona. I went to Thailand for a bunch of time, but like living for a long time was from 2016 to now, so pretty much 10 years plus the year in Whistler, so 11 years I've been in Canada. Like,
Right. Where were we?
Schulz.
Gary
Oh,
Vee.
Gary V first.
His story, his origin story.
Story,
you know,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
coming from the
Russia,
Star Shop and all
Wine
that.
li- wine
Wine
library.
library.
I
Yeah.
just think that's very cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Like, and he was like one of not the first YouTube channel, but he was a very early YouTube channel selling wine.
Selling wine
online.
online, yeah.
It was fucking so cool. Like when I look back, you were one of the first people that I seen. Apart from me, that kind of knew who he was back in the day. I seen
Yeah.
you mentioning him and
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
I think I've been on the Gary Vee train fucking Jesus since when has he been posting content? Like 20. It was definitely. I remember when I was in Australia. That the first time I went traveling,
Aye.
I heard about him there. 2012 or something like that. Maybe. It was
you heard
a
about
long
him.
time.
You heard him before me. Then talk to us about that a wee bit. How did you end up doing work for? What sort of work were you doing for him? I remember you getting a chat with him. Was it a video
Yep,
call
so
or
that's
something?
kind of it all started. There was this thing called the pandemic. I don't know if you heard about it in 2020.
Oh yeah, it was fake.
Small little thing. Oh, it really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
was
get
made
started
up.
on that. There will
was
be
made up.
this will be a 6-hour podcast. But that's kind of obviously traveling the world, like and doing wedding photography. As I was trying to paint the picture, like it wasn't just like it just didn't happen overnight. You're putting in the effort, and like it's almost like when opportunity meets preparation. And then he put out it was tea with Gary Vee. It was called the morning breakfast show when no one could come into the office. It was all over Zoom, and then there'd be like a little jingle at the start of the video. 20-second jingle of some guy rapping, and I was like, I used to wake up every morning religiously because I was so into like you were, just to get advice and like how to build your career, and then I was like, the jingle's good, like, but I feel like I could do it better. Mm-hmm. So then Niles, obviously, he's a recording artist. We've got like a little home setup, and I actually took to my bedroom pretty embarrassingly, and I rapped a verse. I waited for my brothers to go out to work because I'm not a rapper, like, but I knew Gary's big into his hip hop and so I took like a free beat online. And I was really thinking of what would speak to him, and I wrote like a verse and rapped it, and then got Niall to sing like the wee hook on the end, and then I took a bunch of Gary Vee clips of like him with like, Nipsey Hussle and like what I was talking about the raps, something like B-roll that was like related to what the lyrics were, and then it's like the question is like, how the fuck do you get it to him? So again, this is like not tooting my own horn, but I'm very good at like networking through DMs and like LinkedIn and all that sort of stuff, and like providing value as Gary talks about, without expecting in return. Mm-hmm. I genuinely wanted to be on the show, but like I wanted it to be a better intro. So Gary's like the top of the ladder. I always guess the reference or like the analogy I give, like like reverse engineers. He talks about a couple of rungs back on the ladder. How do I get the attention of? So it's like there's this videographer called Dustin. He's big in his BMX, so I've like immediately got like a connection with him. I was a skateboarder. He's a BMXer. He loves UFC. I love UFC. And then I kind of like played the slow game on connecting with him on Instagram. And then like when he put up a story, I'd replied it or like send like a fire emoji or kept going for maybe 6-7 months until he started like replying back to my stuff. So I felt like I've built a rapport with him. And then I was like, this is the time to strike. I'll send this over to him. I was like, hey, man, I did this for you. Use it if you want. No strings attached. Didn't hear him for like a week or so. And then I was like, oh, well, on to the next one. And then he gets back and he was like, you made this? I goes, aye. He's like, this is unreal. We're using it on the show, like, and Gary wants you on the show. I'm like,
deadly.
Boom! I did it. I cracked the code.
You use the advice that Gary gives too. Give 51.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Is it always give 51?
I forget what the saying is now.
So like
yeah.
give 51 or something like that.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I did. Like he used his, like, was it
against
Mr.
him.
Miyagi?
Yeah.
So I did that, and then he invited me on the TV Gary V show. Niall accompanied me on it. We were chatting to him for a good 10-15 minutes about Niall's music, how to progress in it, and my editing, like sort of trying to build my business. And then I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes into it, and I was just telling my story, obviously elevator pitch, my surgery, and all the hard start in life. And then it goes, all 4 of us brothers now in Canada. We're just trying to make something. And then he was like, can I just stop you for a second? He goes, I just want to fucking hang out with you 4 boys.
Oh, the Irish.
Yeah,
Like,
the
oh,
Irish
the
boy, you
Irish.
can just tell like the energy.
Yeah,
We just clicked and we got on.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, I've got him. I got him. And we got chatting away. And then at the end, he gave him really good advice, as he always does. And then at the end, I was like I'd be really annoyed if I didn't ask. I goes, if I'm ever in New York, like, could I get 10 minutes for a coffee? It was almost like that scene from movies, like, get to New York, kid. You've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then obviously we finished the call. Me and Niall were jumping around the room like school kids, like, oh, we did it. And then that was it. And then I think it was maybe a year after that, it was 2021, around the time actually of my 3rd surgery. They put out an ask for global creators. It was the first time ever they were hiring all over the world, because you had to be in the office typically to get the job.
Yeah.
They put out an ask and then I applied, and then he obviously shortlisted and whittled down. I think there was like, I don't know, thousands applied. And then this is what it kept. They did like test edits and all, obviously just to prove your worth and what you can do. I thought it would have been something like simple, not simple, but like something like make 10 Gary Vee style reels just to see if you can like edit and keep the retention and all sorts of stuff. He totally threw like a left or a curveball, sorry. And he's like, we got the test project. It had to be done within like a week or something like that. He was like, there's start an imaginary bicycle brand, like, and market it, come up with reels and all. So I designed a logo for it. It was Velo. If I do say so myself, it's a pretty genius name. So Velo is French for bicycle, and obviously Gary V, Velo. And I did like a little logo with a Velo with the accent on it. It was like a backpack, and there was a guy going, I'll show you the logo after. You'll appreciate it. Like, it was good, if I do say so. And then I went above and beyond, and I started doing like reels and like memes and GIFs, and like they only asked for like 4 for each like social media platform. I did probably 20.
Yeah.
And then the thing that really stood out, we actually had a friend at the time. He came down with lights and like podcast mics. We faked like a podcast like intro, as if we were like talking about bicycles and Gary Vee and all. And they were like, no one thought of that. You went above and beyond, out of the box. And that's kind of what they told me afterwards. What I stood out and got to the job. Like 2 people got it. They're like how many thousand. I was one of them. It was like
lethal,
crazy. Like, so I started working for him, doing like short form editing for like TikTok, LinkedIn. That's where I got the real like behind the scenes of these big companies. Like, it's like a well-oiled machine. They got like the PSPs, the platform strategy producers, kind of like I said in UFC. They'd be scarring Gary Vee's like clips for like, say they wanted to make a piece on him talking about gratitude. We'll just say someone would find all the clips and the timestamps.
Yeah.
Send it on to me. There you go, Killian. Make something. And then I was just totally left to my own creative device just to engage in like retention, like editing, just to try and keep people on. And then like out of the team, like again, not putting my own horn, but a lot of them like were like going like super viral. So that's when I knew like I've got something here. Like that's my niche now is like that short form editing.
And where did that niche come from? Where do you think you developed that?
Maybe just my
ADHD.
Yeah. Like, I was like, I want the information now. And then obviously, like getting into the technique, the hook of the video, like has to be something that really stops you on the feed scrolling. First couple of seconds. Gary Vee obviously talks about that as well. So just taking all the things he's taught me and then just putting it back into his videos.
Yeah.
So
Lethal.
Yeah, it was great.
And
It's definitely full
how long did
circle.
you work for?
Gary, for maybe two and a bit years.
Oh, really? That long?
Everything ended very amicably. I was just wanted something else. Like he even said that himself. Like it's kind of like you can hit a ceiling. Like there's no only so far you can go with it.
Yeah.
And then he gives you that platform. Like you're working for Gary Vee. It's so good on your resume. Take it and like on to the next one. Just kind of jump.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I did that, and then at the end, you always get a one-on-one with Gary. He's like, "Thank you for your work with the company," blah blah blah. And then it's always like a virtual thing, and then it was me thinking outside the box again. He goes, I was like, "When did you say the interview was?" Like, say it was October 10th. I goes, "Oh, I'm actually in New York that weekend." I wasn't. I booked flights.
But you're making sure you're getting there.
Booked flights, and face-to-face time's way better than virtual.
100%.
Went down there, and then I got chatting to him. He thanked me so much for his work and all. I think I already had started the job with Andrew Schulz then. And then it was in New York as well, where he's at. So it was kind of another reason to go down and see the Flagrant podcast studio that I was editing for.
That's mad.
I was surreal just sitting looking at the.
Did you watch it before you edited it?
Flagrant, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Andrew, yeah. And it was the same thing. They put out an ask looking for editors, same idea, test reels and all sort of stuff, and then I aced it and got the job.
Deadly. That's very cool. Like I watched Flagrant as well.
Yeah,
Very good, isn't it?
Some of it's nuts. Some of it I don't like. Some of it I do like.
Yeah.
But I think that's.
I haven't been watching it as recently.
That's
No,
what
me
it's,
neither.
That's what it's all about. Like they don't give a fuck, and they should
Yeah.
be. They should talk about whatever they want. Like
Yeah.
and Andrew was good. Like I
Whenever
remember.
Andrew came to Toronto, like he was on his life. I think he's working on a new special, or else he has one out. It was the life.
Yeah, that's
Life,
right.
where he was talking about him and his wife trying to get
Yeah.
pregnant.
Oh, it's the newest one.
Is it? I thought there was one since that, but anyway, he on one of the legs of the tour was in Toronto, so obviously I was at that. I was doing the behind the scenes photography at that. The whole team and all couldn't have been nicer. I was at the Scotiabank with the Raptors, like his room.
Oh,
I was
cool.
I was literally in the Raptors dressing room. Like afterwards, I was like the after party in there.
Class.
And then he was like, "Where's good to go?" Because you're from Toronto, and I took him to a club. He was like, obviously he's a celebrity. The fucking people were feeding him bottles, and he was hammered. And we went to like an after hours. Like there was some DJ playing. It was just like honestly like out of a movie. And then he was like, I'm hungry. This is like fucking 5 a.m. and there's a place by my condo, like a pizza spot. And I Googled it. I was like, it's definitely going to be open. So he orders 3 big Escalades to drive 2 minutes down the road. I goes, no, it's literally down the street. we all hop into the Escalades. We drive to this pizza shop, and then we're all like fucking wasted, just eating pizza and hanging out with each other. He's like, oh, you're so good at this. You're so funny. And then that was it. And then left on good terms as well. Like, and then I kind of wanted a new challenge. And then I always like, now I've got these good names on my resume. Who, instead of who do I have to work for, who would I like to work for?
Yeah.
And I was like MrBeast is like the top of YouTube. I was like, well, I'll go for that. I'll try my arm and use the same techniques I did, like building a network or building a relationship or DMs with the people. Not the top
Close
guy.
to him.
Just repeat the same model that I did to get the job initially. Did that, and then what happened again? Oh yeah, I went into LinkedIn to find out who the head of HR was for MrBeast Productions or whatever umbrella you got it called. Opened up a DM and it goes to send her a message. She had actually reached out to me 9 months before, and I missed it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, what? This is mad.
Mad.
So, but it was for like MrBeast manager Reed. He owns Night Media. It's kind of like one of the largest like talent representation agencies. They were looking an editor for his personal brand for Reed. I was like, well, I'll take that job, and it's one step closer to MrBeast. And like he had like Ryan Trahan. I don't know if you guys are big YouTubers. You watch like a lot of YouTubers.
Not really.
Yeah,
I know
fair.
MrBeast, and I know a bit of his close
Yeah,
circle
like,
too.
you
Like.
hear like streamers like Kai Cenat and like Speed and all them.
Yeah,
sort of big
I know.
streamers and all, like they're all underneath his like talent representation.
Wow.
Oh, really? I
So
didn't
like
know
the
that.
top, like
Yeah.
he was LA based. So then I started working for him, and then inside that, like you'd have to do like short form stuff, including like to build up the Night Media Instagram account. So I'd be doing reels. I took it from like 12,000 to like 100,000 in like 6 months, just by doing reels and obviously knowing the editing to get people to watch it and follow the page. was two editors. I was short form, and there was a long form editor. Like, he went down to Peru, where MrBeast made his chocolates. He's obviously has a stake in the Feastables.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on his YouTube channel, he would take you through the whole process and go into the factory, and then go to MrBeast factory and how they cook cacao beans, how you make the chocolate, and then they would take it in the production line. This guy would edit like the long form, like 20-minute vlog, and then my job in each piece of the long form content was take like the little nuggets out of the long form into short form to funnel you to the long form.
Yeah, of course.
So that was kind of like my job for him. So then in turn, it started off working for doing stuff for Reed, and then just by a byproduct doing all these stuff for like Kais at MrBeast and all. So it's just dot connecting.
Wow.
I didn't know you did MrBeast stuff. That's cool as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I always make it clear. Like, it's not like it's
Not
through
not Jimmy, like
through
but
Night Media's account.
Yeah.
Who manages him? But you know,
Still.
because it was the same thing with Gary V. I actually wanted to apply to work for MrBeast, and I found out in like the description you had to move to like North Carolina. I wasn't prepared to do that because I had my life set up in Canada.
yes.
So it was close enough. But
Everything changed though during the pandemic for the better for
yeah.
that like remote editor though, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like it anyway. It sounds like that's probably what the shift was.
Yeah.
What was next then after that company?
UFC.
How did you even approach that?
That was another mad turn of events of like opportunity meets preparation. We were down for 2020. McGregor was fighting Cowboy Cerrone. So I organised a trip, like 12 of us lads from Toronto, a load of Irish, a couple of Canadian boys, and then my dad, he's like the babysitter for us. So we were all down in Vegas, and when was it? We flew in on the Thursday. The other boys weren't coming to the Saturday before the fight. We had a couple of days just hanging around Vegas. Me and my two brothers. Niall wasn't there, the other two, and Dad was down. We went to the weigh-ins and like the ceremonial weigh-ins and the press conference and all. And then we're just kind of walking around the casino one of the nights, and Sean Shelby, who's like the matchmaker for UFC, like Dana White, Hunter, Sean, I'd seen him at the casino bar. I'm like, fuck, this is my opportunity now. So I went over to him, and obviously like he's a busy man, so I wanted to get all my information like an elevator pitch as soon as quick. Well, it's boring him. I told him who I work for, I respect the UFC, it'd be a dream to work for UFC. Is there any chance I could get an email for someone who's in the social media team? He gave me an email, and I sent him. He gave me his email too, and so I CC'd him in, and then I sent an email out to who the director of social media is right away.
Straight to the decision maker.
It was like that as well. Yeah, oh, that was a part of it as well. We were sitting at the bar, and he goes, "Do you want to do a shot?" I'm like, "Aye." And then he goes, "You're Irish, obviously. We'll go two Jamesons." And he goes, "Oh, we don't have Jameson. You're a proper 12." He turns to me and he goes, "That old Protestant whiskey."
The wire. Oh,
I was like, this guy's fucking cool.
He knows his shit.
Cool as fuck.
Because it's made in Bushmills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bushmills, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Connor and all. Like,
Yeah,
I was like, this guy that is so funny. Like, we're gonna get along just fine. So I emailed him, and then I was like, pretty much like re-saying what I was saying in the email just so we'd remember.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking your time. And at the end, I was like, P.S. Any tickets? I was like, I felt like if you don't ask, you don't get. He was like, if you had got to me a couple of days earlier, I would have sorted you out with tickets. Like, but whatever. I was more happy to get the fucking connect.
100%.
For that. And then same thing. The long game, it went on for like, fucking maybe like a year and a half before anything really sort of took off. And then there was a guy, again, I found on Instagram, he works for UFC, an Irish fella who's living in in London. So I was asking him, burning his ear, fucking asking him all questions, how the inner workings of UFC. He goes, "There's no availability right now, but I really like your work." And I was like, "I like your work." And he was like, "If there's any openings, do you want me to keep your name on file?" I was like, "Obviously, of course." And then just waiting around. And then he's like, "Yeah, there's this job coming up for like an editor, but you have to move to Vegas." And I'm like, well, I'll take the interview anyway and to see how it goes, but I'm definitely... Listen, my parents and all came over. I'm not moving to Vegas, like. So the interview went on like 5 or 6 different steps. So like higher, and then I got chatting with who was it? Dave. He's like the director of like North America, like digital and social media content. It was meant to be like a 45-minute like intense interview. We ended up chatting like fucking boys like in high school. He was just a nice guy. I seen in the back of his office. There was him standing with a couple other boys with a golf, on top of the drivers.
Yeah.
Just to keep things like
a
human level, exactly.
Yeah.
I said, "Who's that there?" He goes, "I have 3 brothers." "Oh, I have 3 brothers." So we just connected. We like playing golf and all. And then I did a lot of research into him. I found out like who his favorite hockey player was. And I
Before
saw,
you meet him, you vetted him.
yeah, exactly. You do your research before you ask me, sort of thing. And then I found out so much, and then he stopped me during the interview. He goes, "You've been talking to my wife." He's like, "How do you know all this shit?" Like, I just did like Sean Evans and Hot Ones. Like, I'm very good at like digging deep and getting research because he would appreciate that. And he did, and then that was it. I got the job. Like, it's insane. Like, but then again, it's just trying to paint the picture of it's like nothing was handed to me. You had to go out there and get it. Like,
That's nuts, though.
But then it was just like, Gary V again, patience. It'll come if the time's right. And then you wait around. And I used to say like watering the plants, or like one of the wee analogies, like this guy Ryan, like, checking in every month or so, just started being like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Still here, like knocking on the door. Like, I think the contract date was literally the same day when UFC was in Toronto. I was like, what is the chances of this? So I hadn't officially signed the contract. I think maybe it was a Saturday. The contract had to be signed by the Monday. But they brought me in anyway, and I was kind of shadowing, just like on ground, just seeing how the inner workings.
Yeah.
I was in the locker rooms, the fighters getting ready, and like
Cool as fuck.
one of the guys like, you obviously know you work a camera, and he threw me the camera, and I still wasn't even on the payroll, but I was just working away, seeing what they were doing, like running around octagon side. It was
Nuts.
just unbelievable just to see it from like that's the other side from behind, like pulling back the curtain, seeing what really happens behind it. Dream shit, like.
Mad.
Class. How many fights have you been to? Like,
It's not as many as you think, because I've been there just over 2 years now, and then in the middle of it all, I had to go for a fourth open heart surgery. Like,
oh yeah.
so that took out maybe 3 or 4 months recovery. First one I went to, aside from the Toronto one, was Saudi Arabia. They flew me out to the Middle East. That was a interesting place to say the
I'd
least.
say so.
Like, insane. Like, I don't want to go back in a hurry. Like, it's scary out there. Like,
Yeah.
you can go to jail for like jaywalking. Like,
Really?
I was going on the street. There's guys with missing arms, and I found out that's for stealing.
Thieves.
Yeah,
I've heard
and there
that,
was up to like, I forget. I need to Google it. Like pretty recently, like not way back in the day, there was public executions, and you could get tickets to go see it.
Yeah.
They called it Chop Chop Square.
Tickets to go see public executions.
As young as kids, 8 years old.
Fuck.
I'm like, this is like, it feels like a different world.
It's nuts.
It doesn't have a good.
And then like
fucking
there's
rep.
nothing really to do. You're just chilling around the hotel, and then obviously fight week you're doing all your obligations. But like, it's definitely not somewhere you go on a holiday. Like, they're trying to make it like tourism to it.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's a dry country. You can't have a sip of alcohol.
Is it?
No, totally nothing.
Wow.
I think there's ways you can, like if you know.
But why risk that?
Like a moment fucking no arms.
Exactly.
Cut your fucking tongue off.
Aye.
Fucking hell.
I did that. Then I was out in Qatar out there, and I've been Vancouver, obviously Vegas, London, where I'm going now next week. So I've definitely been around. I've maybe been like 10 or so.
That's insane.
Crazy.
That's
But
class.
that's what I was saying. Now 2026, I was like, put me on the road more. Like, I've earned my stripes now. Like, I want to get out on the road. Like, and I want to be ideally going every like 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just somewhere
There's
new.
fights every week. Like, well, barring mine, a couple of like off weeks, but for the most part, actually, Ryan was saying this year. I think last year between Power Slap, UFC BJJ, UFC, Dana White now is the boxing promotion.
That's right.
I think there's going to be 185 events for the year.
That's
Fucking
nuts.
hell.
What about the White
52
House?
weeks in a year. Yeah.
What about the White House? Do you think you'll get that?
I put my name in the hat. That would be politics aside. Whatever. That's a
White House
dream.
lethal.
That is a dream.
What do you think of the card?
It's all right. I can see like what it's going to do for the sport. It's going to bring it to a whole new audience.
Aye.
So like they'll see if like say if Conor ever came back, which I probably don't think he will. They're not going to put him on that because he's the moneymaker. He's the cash cow. So it's not like a terrible card by any means. Like
No.
but people were just obviously building it up in their head, and it just didn't meet the expectations. I
Yeah, they
guess.
wanted like Islam and
Like they'll make so much money if they do that on like a regular like numbered card, not a White House card.
yeah. I see now. That kind of makes sense actually. Deadly. Which one of the jobs do you think you learned the most out of?
Good question. Probably the first one, Gary V one, because it's working freelance. You're all doing it, like figuring it out yourself. Whereas now you're working with this company, and there is like as I said, a well-oiled machine. You're getting to see the inner workings, and It's almost like a factory. It'll go to they write or they content produce, and the next in line it'll go to me, and then it'll go to someone who writes the copy, and then it'll go to someone who posts, and then someone who checks out the analytics and why it worked, why it's got the views it does.
And that
What's trending this week, sort of thing.
that all feeds back to you then.
Yeah, I mean, you get all these details. We do like weekly calls, and like same thing with UFC. On Tuesday, we have the calls down to Vegas. You don't just like post and hope. Like there's obviously a lot of method to the madness.
yeah.
Like this is working. This is what's good, what's hot this week.
That's
Let's try and
class.
keep something. Just learning that from Gary V. Like the team gives you your best foot forward going into the next job.
That's unreal.
The review you used one time, it was like a top down, I think.
I started a new series on that's all the comments were like, we've never seen this angle before. Why not? I guess
I remember
cool.
that happening, and I'm not a big UFC guy. Like, admittedly, like I
Yeah.
would watch it if it's a big event
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. But when I seen that shot and the edit, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it felt like another world altogether.
It feels like I don't know, like a video game or something.
Yeah, it did. That's what it felt like. It was like a surreal angle that I've never seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Old school Grand Theft Auto games, you know? You get to run over Elvis.
That's the thing. Like, there is like any job, like you gotta fucking pay the bills. There's like simpler edits, but like that's where you get your own creative freedom to like think outside the box and like come up with that idea. Like, obviously, like fighting is like, how do you reinvent the wheel?
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just highlight unseen angles from the rafters.
Obscure, like it's
Totally different, like,
obscure, and it would throw people who are like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Again, trying to stop the scroll or trying to like
Yeah.
get people to stay in to watch the whole video. So I was just like, I'll try that, and then I started in the series. So every numbered pay per view, obviously the week leading up to, we'll drop unseen angles of the fighters for the next event, just to try and create a bit of buzz.
that's cool as fuck.
What was your favorite fight then? Sorry, I'm just gonna nerd out.
Yeah, no. Favorite fight I was at, or like because that obviously that Gaethje Holloway thing, I wasn't at it, but like holy shit, that was a really cool moment. Obviously, we were chatting about Joe Rogan earlier on. Whenever Max Holloway was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and all of a sudden they're watching my clip.
Why you not been into Rogan? Your clips have been into Rogan.
Forgot about that.
I'm like,
That's sick.
I was like, what is life? This is
That's
nuts.
so
cool.
It was the edit I did of all the different angles of the
Look, I know you work for the UFC, but like seeing that on Joe Rogan's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like it genuinely fucking nuts. Like to be honest, like for me anyway.
Yeah.
Seeing if I seen a clip of something I did on Joe Rogan, my mind would be fucking blown.
I was just watching as just a fan of Max and obviously watching the podcast, and all of a sudden they were talking about obviously that infamous knockout, and there could have been so many different clips that they pulled up, but just a good chance or good luck that mine was the one they watched. I'm like, what? This is crazy. Like you're like, wow, this is my clip on TV. I'm like, this is my clip on the biggest podcast in the world.
What's your favorite edit that you've done for the? Actually, all of them. Let's bring it.
It was a funny Andrew Schulz one I did. I think I got like 62 million or something like.
Jesus.
It was she escaped Korea.
Yes, that's
yes,
right.
I remember that actually. Yeah,
And they were- they were-
And
They were talking.
oh, was it like a heartfelt one that you did or something?
No, it was actually comedy. Like that's another thing. Like I don't know if you notice a lot of edits I do. There's a lot of comedic timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my strong point. I think I'm pretty funny, and like I understand like comedy editing timing. It was one where they asked her, it was like just naming like celebrities. Will Smith, like is he hot or is he not, sort of thing. And you're just kind of riffing through, and obviously they pop up. They're like Will Smith will pop up, and then it was like Joe Rogan, and as the pop up, they said Joe Rogan. I put Dana White in, like, as if the editor didn't know who Joe Rogan was. Certain wee bits of like that. That's what people would rewatch it or share it to somebody else.
I feel like I do
Yes.
remember that
Yeah,
actually. Like
yeah,
that was
yeah.
funny as fuck.
That one just took
Yeah,
off. Like,
because when you put in those like wee Easter eggs or mistakes,
it's exactly.
people are more so like, what the fuck, like, and then
You're
they'll
like-
send that and go, look, they used
You're
the
like
wrong
comment
clip.
baiting sort of to get
Yeah,
them to comment.
yeah, you're just
That's
bait-
exactly what happened with
You're baiting them.
the one where I slipped on the ice.
What do you
Yeah.
think about AI?
It's scary. Like
We
but,
don't think about AI.
Yeah,
We don't think about it. Okay.
yeah. Being honest, like I need to get better with it because it's moving fast, and like
Yeah.
obviously I use it quite a small bit for my workflow. I don't think right now it's gonna like take my job or anything like that because
Yeah.
quality control, like it's a robot at the end of the day. It's not the same like human emotions. You can try to tell a story in an edit, but like you can use it as a hindrance, or you can use it for a positive. Like ChatGPT, say for fight week, there I'm racking my brain trying to think of like a concept for fight week to do interviews on Tuesday. We did interviews with the fighters. You're trying to like get a viral clip, obviously. We did a good one. I go to ChatGPT and be like, UFC Montreal's coming up now next week. Obviously, it knows the fighters. Spit me out like 10 different content ideas for short form for the YouTube, TikTok, different styles. And then a lot of them are very computer. But you take that and then twist it and put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
You can use it to your advantage.
It's a good starting point.
Exactly.
It nearly gives you the shit, the waste that you never wanted, and then it like
But
clears
it just
clears
sparks
the
a wee
way.
seed and then you just work
Clears
on
the way for the rest. You're like,
100%.
okay, that's shite.
That
I don't have to think about that stuff.
yeah.
And now I'm focused. Yeah.
That actually happened in Montreal when I came up with the idea. It was so funny. In Canada, they have just in Ontario actually, they have or not in Ontario and in Montreal and Quebec, they have bagged milk, which you've never seen over here.
Okay, I think I've heard of that.
So it's basically like, I need to show you a picture. Just think of like a plastic bag tied with milk, and then what you do is you put it into like a jug, and then you clip the corner, put it in the fridge, and then you pour it out of the jug. It's weird. Nowhere else really in the world has that. And then the concept was, what if I blindfold the fighters, and then they put their hands out, I guess, then set this on their hand. You have to guess what it was, and they're like squeezing it, and it was cold. It was out of the fridge. Then one of the guys was like, whiskey. He's like, it's whiskey. Jose Aldo, obviously, he's a legend in the game. He's from Brazil, and I didn't know that in Brazil they have bagged milk as well.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was a thing. So he got it right away. I was like, how do you know this? And then he did the translation. He's like, in Brazil we have the same. I was like, oh no way, I didn't know that.
That's cool.
But a lot of the fighters, they didn't have a clue what it was like.
You're involved in content ideas as well, then.
Yeah.
So those sorts of wee clips and different things, that's a cool wee bit of the job too.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the job is like a video coordinator specialist, but like it's much more than that. Like you can put your input and your creative ideas.
It is. It's a hard job being a creative sometimes.
It is tough life.
Head frying. Cheers.
Cheers.
Do what you love and get paid for it.
Yeah.
And live in the life in Canada.
Right.
Well, very good, Killian. In terms of Magherafelt, this community, and you're one of the sons of South Derry, what would you say to someone in this town right now? Not necessarily the same career, but what would you say to them about the big bad world out there and the possibilities? If they were to listen to this podcast, and at the end, what are you hoping they get from your story?
I mean, like again, persistence and like actually, I've always been that dreamer kid. Like it's not like I'm better than Magherafelt, but I just know there's more out there, and I just want to go out there and grab it. It's not to say you just have your dream job here as well, working remote, but it was just always in me. I wanted to travel, and then I just took that first move and just jump right in. And if you have an idea you want to go travel, just actually act on it and go. Like that time I was stepping the plane, I was obviously nervous as shit. I didn't know, I had no plans. $400 in my pocket, but I always know like I've got there. I'll figure it out. I'll just figure it out. Put yourself out there, network, be social. Just be genuinely a good person. Like try and help, and then things will come to you. And then obviously putting in a lot of work and patience and connecting the dots. I feel like that's what I do best. Like a lot of the stories, it's pretty much the same as the Gary V model, as I said, but just rinse, repeat it, and just go for it. I just believed in myself. And then obviously what I've been through in life, it's obviously, thankfully, not everybody has a shitty start to life than me, but it's given me a lot of perspective and gratitude of like every day you're above ground is a good day. Like obviously I'm going on as like I'm a positive person all the time. Of course you have shit days, but sometimes you just think back, and I have a lot of pictures up on my wall. Me, like that picture that was used on the national newspaper, me lying there literally fucking tubes out of me. Like I should not be here. Like I'm so lucky to be alive. Go for it. Like
Go fucking do it.
Yeah. Go do it.
Life by the fucking balls.
Got me pumped up there.
Let's go. Come at me. Oh, very good. Thank you very much, Killian, for joining us. Absolute pleasure. You've been a long time listener. Really appreciate it as well.
Thanks for making the flight to doing this podcast. I really appreciate it.
Let me know when the next one is. We'll do a part 2.
Thankfully, you funded it.
Did it?
I didn't pay anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go to you next time.
Hey, well, maybe
Come to Canada, you can do more than one.
without UFC money, we'll fly over to you. Don't you worry. You see,
card there.
I need some fucking backup over in the UFC.
I just want to carry my camera bag.
Yes.
Hold your pocket hold your pocket around the octagon. Just. No, thank you very much, Killian. Really appreciate it. Hope everybody really enjoyed that episode. More to come, more guests to come, and thank you very much, Killian. Safe home. Have a good time in Galway.
Yeah.
And we'll cue the board on.
Yo,
That was deadly.
let's go. That was sick.